Average Dude has something to say about...
Everybody, welcome back. Now, domestic violence has been in the news an awful lot lately, and it should be, but I'm really getting tired of the elephant in the room that never gets discussed. Okay, when it comes to the Adrian Peterson situation, you know what? Yeah, he abused that child something fierce. I mean, you got... The police took pictures, and you see lines on his child, his leg near the butt, and I mean, you see line, 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 line. Talk about some serious non-stop whipping. Yes, Adrian Peterson is a child abuser. But when it comes to the Ray Rice situation, this is the one that irks me because the elephant in the room doesn't get discussed when it comes to domestic violence. We always steer clear of this one. You see, when it comes to Ray Rice, I feel sorry for that little girl. Those two have a child, a young girl child that deserves so much better. And this little girl, when she gets older, she's going to watch this video. She's going to see the coverage. She's going to see the video for herself. She's learning 3 things with everything that's going on right now. Number 1, Mommy hits Daddy repeatedly, and that's okay. It's okay for Mommy to repeatedly hit Daddy. Number 2, it's okay for Daddy to turn around and knock Mommy out and drag her on the ground behind him while he's like he's dragging carry-on luggage on wheels at the airport. And number 3, make excuses for it. It's okay to just sweep it under the rug because of the job and the huge amount of money involved. But what I hear people talk about the last 2, but not the first one. We do everything possible to ignore violence and abuse from females. And this is crap. It is unacceptable. And I'm tired of it. Doggone it. I know I've discussed before what happened to me growing up as a boy. The household that I grew up in, it was in reverse. We always hear about the abusive husband and the wife that does nothing because she's terrified she's worthless without her husband and won't do anything to protect the kids. My mom was that abusive woman, physically abusive, verbally abusive, emotionally, and my dad was the worthless without his woman type man. He was such a coward. He just watched as my mother would challenge him, looking at him, don't look to him to help you out, and he would just go down the basement so that he could ignore what was happening while Mom was absolutely beating the unholy crap out of me. And I'll tell you what, having survived that, it leaves wounds. And it is horrendous. It is like salt in an open wound. It's like acid being poured into a wound being opened up over and over and pouring acid into it. It's too easy for me to make this a men's rights issue. This goes above and beyond it. This denial on the Western world's denial that women can do anything wrong, that they are sugar and spice and everything nice. It doesn't just harm men. We clearly don't care about men, full-grown men. How can we possibly think of them as victims? I mean, everybody, no matter how big and strong they are at their most vulnerable. They're the most vulnerable when they are unconscious, when they are asleep. And I hear the same thing over and over again from the battered men. They're waking up and their partner has a kitchen knife to their throat. Not every household has a gun, but pretty much every household has kitchen knives. And so, and of course, if you say anything to anyone, I'll slice your throat, I'll kill you. You know what you do? You do whatever it takes. You survive. And you can't really fight back when that blade is right here. And you're just waking up groggy and you're not exactly ready to try to survive at that point. Have you ever had that happen where you wake up to a blade to your throat? I wish I was kidding. For me, it wasn't a a kitchen knife or a blade. It was a broken shard of glass from a picture frame. Yeah, so if the guys, the full-grown men, lock up the kitchen knives because they're scared of the abusive woman that they're with, they're not necessarily safe. How hard is it to break a picture glass or even that hard plastic with the modern, cheaply made picture frames? How hard is it to get a nice, jagged, sharp edge on that and just have it right to the guy's throat or woman's throat, or boy or girl? Females are every bit as capable of being violent as males, but we don't care that females attack full-grown men. We don't care about that. We don't. So it doesn't surprise me that we don't care about boys. We don't acknowledge that mothers are physically, verbally, emotionally, physically, I dare say sexually abusive to their boy children. We don't like to talk about that either. We like to just pretend that that doesn't happen. Yes, it does. That was my previous experience, being terrified, trying to survive, leaving the house, and you see, you can't necessarily run away because the police will bring you back, and then mommy will put on the big, oh, I love you, oh, thank you, police officer, for bringing him back, and oh, I was so worried, and thank you, bye-bye, and then the door closes, and wait until the officer in the car, the others are gone, in other words, the public, and then the curtains get drawn, and then, you'll never cause me that kind of trouble. I'm going to teach you. Whack, 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 whack. So you leave. You hang around the public as much as possible. You like it when company's there, but you hate it when they're gone. But you're going to have those moments where you have to come back home to the abusive parent. And when that parent is a woman, nobody listens. But nobody cares about boys being beaten by their mothers. Oh, well, because I remember, and there's a fallacy. Take a look at the links down below. You will see that, oh, well, guys don't report this. Yes, they do. It's not we're concerned about our manliness issue. Are you kidding me? Even full-grown men ask for help. Okay, boys certainly, little boy children certainly do. When they're scared, terrified, they ask for help. But this is what happens when you ask for help from an abusive female. Having gone through this, you ask for help. If you ask family, what you'll be told is, oh, well, it's your mother. If it was your father, yeah, anybody that knew my father, he wasn't capable of doing so much as raising his voice, let alone raising his hand. Oh my God, he was such a whipped person. But my mother, it's ridiculous. And I was told that, oh, because it was your mother, you know what, she has her reasons. It's okay. And then Mom would hear about it, the abusive woman, and then heard what you said about me, and I'll teach you to do whack, whack, whack. So we do not respect victims when victims are victimized by females. And everybody that gets victimized by a female, this is so harmful when we pull this horse crap, and the links are down below. You will see that the answer is, and I've been hearing this ever since I was a kid, we need to teach the males better. No! How in the world does teaching the males not to abuse, how does that help the victims, male and female, adult, child, boy, girl, man, woman? How does it help those people when the abuser is a female? We have to address that. And this is where feminists are going to be really pissed, because I'm going to call them out on their crap. And society in general. Okay? I'm not even as... Okay, it's too easy for me as a man to talk about female on male violence. How about female on female violence? How about those female... Because the men's rights movement wants you to think that men are at the disadvantage. Ask the females that get attacked by other females. It's the same thing for them too. Ask. They'll ask for help. help, and they'll be given the same horse crap nonsense that that those of us males that have been abused hear. Oh, well, she's troubled, and you have to understand her. You know, it must be a condition, and we have to be sympathetic. No, we don't. We don't have to be sympathetic to abusive women, no matter what happened to them in the past. It's not okay to abuse someone else simply because of what happened to you. It's ridiculous. Females abuse, bully, manipulate, emotionally abuse, verbally abuse, physically abuse, and also sexually abuse other females. Okay, there are mothers that abuse their daughters. There are women that abuse other full-grown women. There are little girls that abuse other little girls. And for the life of me, I don't see how in the world, when it comes to this whole anti-domestic violence, help the women, how in the world does pretending that females aren't capable of abuse, it's only the men, how in the world does that empower the female victims of female abuse? It wouldn't surprise me at all if there were lesbian couples out there where one abuses the other. That's the part of equality that is missing. And feminism, damn it, we're way past this point. It's time to suck up that last part of equality. And that means responsibility and accountability. The punishment that goes with doing bad things. Okay? Equal punishment. It's not okay. I'm not doing this video for me because what happened to me is ancient history. There's no going back. There's no changing it. I'm doing this video on behalf of everyone, and I mean man, woman, boy, girl, any child, even for the kids, the babies that have yet to be born, where they are abused by a female and they never get the acknowledgement, that they don't get helped because nobody wants to acknowledge that females can abuse people too. On behalf of every male and female that has ever been rear-ended by society's immaturity and inability to accept that females are every bit as capable as males, and we truly are equal, even in the bad respects. That's why I'm doing this video. You're not alone. Feel free to speak up. Take care.